Welcome students. Today is basically a revision session for the chapter computer network. Okay, so I'm going to quickly recap all the points that we have covered in the computer network chapter. The first thing is that what is a computer network? Okay, so we all know that computer network is basically an arrangement in which two or more computers are connected with each other either by means of the wires or with any wireless mediums. Okay, so computer network is an arrangement of computers in which two or more computers are connected with each other either by means of wire or wireless medium. Okay, so this is basically the definition of the computer network, that computer network is basically an arrangement of computers in which two or more computers are connected with each other either by means of wire or any wireless medium. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to discuss is what is basically the need of computer network. So why the computer network is required for us? Okay, because computer network provide us multiple facilities, and the first one is that with the help of the computer network we can do the sharing of files and softwares. Okay, so if we are using a computer network, then with the help of that network we can share our files as well as we can share our softwares. And along with that, the computer network provides us the facility for sharing the resources, or we can say that peripheral devices. Okay, so the second thing is the sharing of peripheral devices. Then with the help of the computer network we can also share storage areas. Okay, so if a computer is holding some important data, so along with the original system, if we are using a computer network, then we can take the backup copy of the data in other system also. And the fourth one is basically the access to remote database. Okay, so only with the help of the network it is possible to access the data which is present in the remote database. Suppose when we do the online ticket booking of a railway, so first when we go to the website that like IRCTC, in that website first what we have done, first we give the source station and the destination address and the destination station. Okay, suppose if I want to go from Delhi to Lucknow, so in the source station I will write Delhi and in the destination station I will write Lucknow. Okay, so when I click search, it will show me the list of all the trains which are moving from Delhi to Lucknow at the specified date. Okay, so how we get this information? Obviously this information is present in the railway server. So just because of the network we are getting that information also. So that's why we are telling that access to remote database. Okay, now after that the next topic that we have covered is basically the evolution of network. So it's basically focus on that when the first network comes and what is the development in the field of network. So we have learned that the first network that comes in the existence is basically the ARPANET. Okay, so basically this ARPANET is prepared for the US university and the defense personnel. Okay, so the first internet is so the first network is basically ARPANET, and this network is mainly made for the US universities and the US defense section, okay, so that they can share their data also. and some in the mid of 80s, right? So there is one more company, that is National Science Foundation. He saw the benefits of the ARPANET, and just by looking at it, this organization created one more network, and that is called as NFS Net. Okay, National Science Foundation, right? So it is not, it is NSF Net, sorry, it's NSF Net. Okay, so so in many private companies sees the success of these kind of networks, and with the combination of this ARPANET and this NSF Net, they created a new type of network that is called as the internet. Okay, so first network that comes into the world is basically ARPANET, and then the NSF Net, and the combination of these two kind of networks becomes our internet. Okay, now after that we discuss about some network terminologies, right? And these terms are basically the first one is the node. Okay, so we are discussing about some terminologies, right? And the terms which we have discussed is, first one is basically the node. So what is basically a node? When we create a network, okay, so the computers which are connected in the network, these computers are known as nodes. Okay, and the second one is the server. So what is basically the server? Server is basically the central machine, okay, through which all the computers are connected, right? So one is the node, other one is the server, and the third most important thing is basically network interface unit. Okay, as we have already told you that suppose if you want to set a network in a computer, so in order to connect the wires, we require a particular device in our system, and that device is named as the network interface unit. Okay, so NIU is basically required for setting the internet, so for setting the network connection. And after that we have discussed about some kind of switching techniques. Okay, so we have discussed about switching techniques. So what is basically a switching technique? In the case of switching technique basically represent that how the data from source station moves to the destination station. Okay, so we can say that how the data from the source station moves to the destination station. So this kind of techniques were explained under switching techniques, and we have seen there is a one technique named as circuit switching. Okay, in the case of circuit switching, first the connection from the source to the destination is established. Okay, so once the connection between the source and the destination system is established, only then the data transfer from the source to the destination. Okay, and the second one is basically the packet switching. In the packet switching, the source station first divide the message into parts. Okay, and after dividing the message into parts, he attach a source address, destination address and sequence number to the message and create a packet. Okay, so now the packets are ready, and each packet contains a specific part of the message, the source address, the destination address and the sequence number. Okay, and after creating these packets, the source computer send these packets to the various switching stations, and these packet reaches to the destination through various paths. And once all the packets are received by the destination computer reassemble the packets on the basis of the sequence number and then retrieve the message from that packet. Okay, so this is basically the switching technique concept, right? Now after the switching technique, we have discuss about the types of network. Okay, so on the basis of the area covered by the network is divided into specific types. Okay, the first one is basically the PAN. we call it as personal area network. Okay, in the case of the personal area network, what will happen, when we establish a network using Bluetooth, right? So the network which is established through Bluetooth is known as the personal area network. Okay, so remember one thing, the most important thing is that the network which is established with the help of the concept of Bluetooth technology, right, that network is called as the PAN, and the limit for that network is around up to its 10-meter radius. Okay, so the 10-meter radius, so the PAN network is up to the 10-meter radius only. Okay, now the second one is basically the LAN. We call it as local area network. In the case of the LAN, what is basically the main thing is that in this, it doesn't matter whether there are 2 computers, 4 computers or 100 computers. No, it doesn't matter. You can attach any computers, but if those computers are placed at a single location, okay, the most important thing is that all those computers are present at a single location. So okay, so if I'm talking about some, suppose cyber cafe, or I'm talking about some office or school or hospital, so the network which is established in these organizations came under the category of LAN. Okay, so but only if we are talking about the single location, right? Now the third one is basically MAN, which we call as metropolitan area network, and this network is basically when the networks which you are joining does not belongs to only a single location. Okay, suppose we talk about a school which has 10 branches in Delhi. Okay, so if all those branches are connected with each other, so each and every branch has some network. Okay, so when we connect all the networks together, then we call it as a MAN, that is metropolitan area network. So it connects different network present in different locations. Okay, but within a city, right? So but it must be limited to a city only. And after that, as we have covered about the 3 types of network, the next one is basically the WAN. Okay, which we call as the wide area network, right? So when we establish the network which expand from city to city or a continent or a country, though that network comes under the category of WAN. Okay, so when your network expands, or we can say when your network covers an area of, suppose, city to city, okay, or we can say that a country to another country, right, or a continent to another continent, and then that network comes under the category of WAN. Okay, and after that, the next topic that we are going to study is basically the transmission medium, right? So transmission medium basically represents the medium through which the data travel from one source to from one point to the another point. Okay, so under transmission medium we have discussed that we have the first one that we have is basically the guided medium. Guided medium means when we are using the wires for the transmission of data, that is called as the guided medium. Okay, and under guided medium we have learned about the twisted pair cable. Okay, so the first cable that we are using for the transmission medium is basically the twisted pair cable, right? In this type of cable, there are 8 cables present in a wire, 8 wires present in a cable, and out of these 8 wires, each 2 wires are twisted with each other, right? And under twisted pair cable we have two categories with us. The first one is basically the UTP, that is unshielded twisted pair, and the second category is basically the STP, that is shielded twisted pair, right? Now under guided medium, the next wire that we are going to study is basically the coaxial cable. Okay, and in the under coaxial cable we have studied about two types of cable. That is, one is the basically the thick net coaxial cable, and the other one is basically the thin net coaxial cable. Okay, as you can see that the thin net coaxial cable can transfer data up to 185 meter in a stretch, and when we talk about the thick net cable, it can transfer the data up to 500 meter in a stretch, right? And after that, the third category that we are going to study under this is basically the optical fiber cable. Okay, so this cable is very expensive because this cable consists of a glass type material, right? And this cable transfers the data in the form of light. And under this optical fiber cable we have two categories. One is the single node optical fiber cable, and the next one is basically the multi-node optical fiber cable, right? So these are the two categories under the optical fiber cable we have. And the second one is, after the guided medium, the second one is basically the unguided medium. Okay, so unguided medium means we are using wireless medium, right? So under wireless category we have the following options with us. The first one is basically the microwave. Okay, so we can send the data using the microwave signals. Alright, so microwave signals travel in a straight line, they cannot penetrate any object. Okay, so that's why when two stations want to send the data using the microwave, then they have to align their antennas in such a way that the data will directly move from one point to another point. Okay, and after that, using this microwave, we have another concept named as satellite. Okay, so we have a concept of satellite microwave with us also. So with the help of this satellite microwave, the data can cover a very huge range because satellites are involved in this case. Okay, and after that we have another one that is called as radio waves. So radio wave can travel in any direction, they can penetrate any object. Alright, so it is not required to align the antennas with each other if we are using the radio wave signals with us. Okay, and after this radio waves, microwave, radio waves, there is one more thing that is called as the infrared waves. Okay, so we have already learned about the infrared waves. Okay, the devices like TV remote control, the AC remote control, they all are using the infrared waves to handle the devices. Okay, because the important point for the infrared waves is basically they can travel short distance. Okay, and they cannot penetrate any object, right? So these are the few points about the guided and unguided medium that we have studied far. And the one more important is basically the Bluetooth. Okay, so what I will do, I will write over here also. So the E part, that is called as the Bluetooth. Okay, so for the Bluetooth, we have studied that this technology is basically also used for the short range communication up to 10 meters, as we have already discussed. Okay, and Bluetooth can connect up to 8 devices simultaneously. So this one is the important point, that Bluetooth can connect up to 8 devices simultaneously, right? So after this Bluetooth, the next point that we are going to cover is basically the topologies. Topologies is basically the way in which we arrange the computers in a network, right? So we will discuss it later on. So up to this is basically the revision of the computer networks. So I hope you understand this. So just go through all the topics. Thank you very much.